My General CD Collection Part 26. Ahoy everybody, and welcome to part 26 of my look at my General CD collection. This is the second time I've recorded this video because I ran out of storage about halfway through recording it. So I've had to start again. So this is General CDs, no box sets, no signed stuff, no prints or related artist CDs, no compilations, no soundtracks because I've already shown you all those. Okay, I'm going to keep getting serious deja vu doing this. This is No More Shall We Pass by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. So I really like Nick Cave, but he's not an artist I just rush out and buy all his albums from. I just sort of grab them when I see them. So I haven't many of his albums, to be honest, but what I've got I really like. So this album, No More Shall We Pass, really strong album. God Is In My House on here is amazing. This actually came in a slipcase. Unfortunately, CDs with slipcases don't fit in my CD racks, so I removed the slipcase and it's in a bag somewhere, probably getting bent to buggery. But yeah, really strong album. From one extreme to the other, this is the best of Tom Jones. So I really like Tom Jones, always have done. I bought Reload or Reloaded, whatever it's called, the Duets album, which I've already shown, and then picked this up to sort of cover the rest that I need of his stuff. So it's got It's Not Unusual, Green Green Grass of Home, What's New Pussycat, Thunderball, Delilah, Help Yourself, She's a Lady, Young New Mexican Puppeteer, Kiss. The only thing that's sort of missing from here that I would have liked is The Boy From Nowhere, which is a song I loved and used to sing around the playground when I was a kid. Back to Nick Cave. This is the best of Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. This was released in 1998, sort of a bit of a cash-in, if you like, on his success with Murder Ballads and the album after that, whose title I can't remember because I never bought it. Boatman's Call. So disc one, this is the 2-disc version. Disc one is for the hits, well, not the hits, but the best of, which are all excellent. And then this bonus CD is a 9-track live album from Royal Albert Hall. But yeah, really strong. This is what got me into Nick Cave. This was Murder Ballads. So I bought it because of the duets with PJ Harvey and Kylie Minogue. But just love the album. Listened to it hundreds of times, probably. Faultless album from start to finish. And a really nice package with a nice book in it with all the lyrics and artwork. Yeah. Amazing album. And another tonal change as we go to the definitive Monkees. So this is 29 hits on one CD, as they call it. I'm not sure they all were hits, but this is the only Monkees I own. It's the only Monkees I need. That said, if I find their albums at the right price, I'll probably pick them up. This has got the theme from the Monkees: Last Train to Clarksville, I'm a Believer, I'm Not Your Stepping Stone, Little Bit Me, A Little Bit You, Randy Scouse Skits, Pleasant Valley Sunday, Daydream Believer, Cuddly Toy, plus many, many others. Mystique's Greatest Hits. So I picked this up because I'm a big fan of Alicia Dixon. I much prefer her solo stuff to the Mystique stuff, but I do like Mystique. I've picked up a couple of their albums subsequently from charity shops. This Greatest Hits, it's got CD with their hits on and then DVD with all their videos. On to Miles Davis. So I got into Miles through Prince. He regularly sung his praises. He wrote a couple of tracks for Miles that Miles never recorded. Well, he recorded, but he never put on albums. But he did play live sometimes. They played live together at Prince's New Year's Eve 87 into 88 gig at Paisley Park. I picked up a compilation, which is in here somewhere, and I will get to. If I haven't already shown it, I might have already shown it thinking about it. really like that, so I've gradually picked up lots of his albums. By no means all of them, because there's so many, but I'm getting there. My favourite era is Kind of Blue era, the albums around that. That's the era I love. The rest of the stuff I like, the experimental stuff in the 70s, the more poppy stuff in the 80s, the early, Birth of Cool type era stuff I like a lot as well. But that's the period I love. So this is Round About Midnight. Great album. This got 4 bonus tracks on it as well, as most of these Miles Davis CDs do. Bye Bye Blackbird is on here, which has become a bit of a standard. More Miles to come, but we will move on to Michael Jackson, and this is History, or His Story, the Past, Present and Future Book 1. So this was the album that came out after the first scandal, the first court case and all that. They weren't sure that a new Michael Jackson album would sell how they wanted it to. So to cover their backs, they bundled it together with the greatest hits. So disc 1 is History Begins, which is the greatest hits, with Billie Jean, The Way You Make Me Feel, Black or White, Rock With You, She's Out of My Life, Bad, Just Can't Stop Loving You, Man in the Mirror, Thriller, Beat It, Girl Is Mine, Remember the Time, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, Wanna Be Stars in Something and Heal the World. A greatest hits. And then the new album is History Continues, which is disc 2. Quite a few singles on it. Scream, his duet with his sister Janet. They Don't Care About Us, Stranger in Moscow, which is a great song. Earth Song, which is a song I really like, but it has been, every time I hear it now, I can't help but thinking of the Brit Awards performance and of Jarvis interrupting, although we never saw that, but we've seen stills of it. You Are Not Alone as well. It's also his cover of Come Together, a Beatles track, which was first in the Moonwalker film quite a few years before this. Smile, the Charlie Chaplin track. And lots of other good bits on it as well. It's one of my favourite Michael Jackson albums. Catatonia's Greatest Hits. Showed some Catatonia previously. This is Greatest Hits on CD 1. This is the version, limited edition double pack. And CD 2 is B-sides and album tracks, and is really strong. First track on that is Do You Believe in Me, which was a B-side, which is a great song. It's such a good song that Catatonia played it live throughout their career, including their appearance at Net Aid, the charity concert at Wembley Stadium. Most of the acts were performing their big hits because it was a charity concert. Catatonia, yes, they played their hits, but they also played that, and it just blew me away. Great song. This was their 4th and last album, Paper, Scissors, Stone. I love Catatonia, I love this album. Stone by Stone was the only single, I think, from this before they split. But yeah, good album. Back to Michael Jackson and Mrs. Thriller. This, Off the Wall, Bad and Dangerous all came in slipcases with alternate artwork because they're special edition releases. Again, like with the Nick Cave one, I've had to take that off to fit them in the shelves. They're in a bag somewhere. Obviously, this is the best-selling album ever. I think it still is. My problem with it is, of the 9 tracks, I think 6 of them were singles over here. A couple of them, I think, were even singles elsewhere. If not all the tracks have been singles somewhere. I didn't hear this album until I bought this CD. I never heard it as an album. But because I was so familiar with it all, it sounded more like a greatest hits to me. So it didn't flow as an album. So I don't rate it as highly as an album as maybe it deserves because of how I heard it. This is probably my favourite Michael Jackson album. This is Off the Wall. Oh, the bonus tracks on Thriller are Someone in the Dark, a home demo of Billie Jean, the unedited voiceover session with Vincent Price, including a second verse that isn't in the finished song, and Carousel. And they all have interviews as well, these special editions with Quincy Jones and Rod Temperton. So yeah, this has also got the interviews. The bonuses on this are demos of Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, Working Day and Night. But yeah, I absolutely love this album. It's practically flawless. One extreme to the other, probably my least of the albums released in his lifetime. Probably my least favourite Michael Jackson album, Invincible. I think I've only listened to this once. I more got it for the collection rather than because, you know, You Rock My World's the only song on here that I could sing to you. Don't worry, I won't. But it's not a song I particularly liked. It didn't wow me when it came out. I was quite late buying the album. I couldn't tell you what other tracks on here I would recognise. It came out in 5 different coloured covers. As you can see, I've got the blue one. Bit more MJ in a minute. Previous part, I showed you part 3 of the Beatles Anthology. This is part 2. My preference for them is 3, 2, 1. As I said for part 3, what I like about part 3 is it was after they started touring, so there's not loads and loads of live recordings and TV recordings and things like that. It's just them playing around in the studio. There's a lot of that on here. There are some live bits on here, which is why much as I like the Beatles live, you know, I think where I love the Beatles is what they did in the studios. So this one, not quite up there with 3 for me, but still really strong. Back to MJ. So this is Blood on the Dance Floor. So this was released after History. It's basically some bonus tracks that weren't on the album that they wanted to put out, and they sort of bulked it out because it wasn't enough for an album with a load of remixes. The new tracks I like. Blood on the Dance Floor was the single promoting it, and it's a great track. Morphine, Superfly Sister, Ghosts, and Is It Scary? All strong tracks. The remixes are all remixes from the History tracks, the new ones. I don't think any of them really are essential listens, even though there's good people doing them. This is Dangerous. I know lots of people, lots of Michael Jackson fans rate this as probably his best album. It's a bit too New Jack Swing for me. Jam was a single, In My Closet was a single, Remember the Time was a single, Heal the World, Black or White, which I love, Who Is It, Will You Be There, Dangerous. It's another one with most of it. I think there's something like 8 or 9 singles from this. It's, you know, it's a good album. As I say, it's just a bit too New Jack Swing for me, but I love Black or White in particular. Yeah. Bonuses on this. Although this is the special edition version, it's just the booklet that's special on this one. And then Bad, which is up there with Off the Wall for me. Although, again, most of this was released as singles, because I had this album whilst the singles were still being released. I can listen to this as an album because I knew it as an album rather than a collection of singles. Title track, amazing. Way You Make Me Feel, amazing. Speed Demon, really good. Liberian Girl, really good. Just Good Friends, his duet with Stevie Wonder, not as good as it should be given it as those two. Another Part of Me, really good. Man in the Mirror, amazing. I Just Can't Stop Loving You, really good. Dirty Diana, I love. Smooth Criminal, amazing. Leave Me Alone, amazing. Leave Me Alone wasn't I want to say it wasn't on a vinyl, it was only on a cassette and CD at the time, but it was a single. Bonuses on this: Streetwalker, Spanish version of I Just Can't Stop Loving You, which I won't try and read out, and Fly Away, and an interview with Quincy Jones. Okay, back to Miles Davis. So this is You're Under Arrest, which is one of his 80s. What was this, 85? So as I said, I like all eras of Miles Davis. His 80s stuff is very 80s with production and everything on it, but still very enjoyable. This has got his cover of Human Nature, a Michael Jackson track on it, and Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper, both of which became, much as you can have hits in the jazz world, but, you know, were popularly played tracks. This is Bitches Brew. So this was his big album that really changed jazz. It's sort of his jazz rock fusion-y type music, however you want to describe it. So it's 2 discs. The the last track on this wasn't on the original LP. It's an album I need to listen to more to fully appreciate. I think it's going to be one, the more I hear it, the more I enjoy it. You know, I didn't dislike it, and you know, it's just not the sort of Miles that I really love, as I said earlier. But as I say, I'm sure the more I listen to it, the more I will appreciate it. I've only listened to the album through once. I think a couple of tracks have popped up on shuffle. So, yeah, I'll say, you know, it is a classic album, and I understand why. I think I've said what I need to say. So this is a tribute to Jack Johnson, which is an album I really love. It's very much in the style of Bitches Brew. I think it's a bit more, what was the word? It flashed into my head and went, relatable, I think. But it's a bit easier to enjoy. It's only 2 tracks. It's a soundtrack to a documentary about the boxer Jack Johnson. And I just really love that album. It's up there with my favourite Miles Davis albums. This is the complete birth of The Cool. So half of it is studio versions, half of it is live sessions. Really strong, easy to listen to stuff. It's not easy listening, but you know, stuff you can just pop on in the background as he moved towards the era that I really love. And now we're into that era. So we have Sketches of Spain, as his work with Jill Evans. Is it Jill or Gil? Probably Gil, isn't it? I would have guessed, because there's only one L. Anyway, him. I just love, yeah. These I've picked up on vinyl as well. But yeah, Sketches of Spain. Porgy and Bess. Yeah, another great album. And these have all got bonus tracks on as well. And then Kind of Blue. Says it there. Jazz masterpiece. Just an absolutely amazing album that I absolutely love. I have on blue vinyl. Again, this has got bonus bits on it as well. Just a masterpiece. This is the aforementioned compilation. It was the first Miles Davis I picked up. Mellow Miles. So this might be why I prefer that sort of era, because it is the more mellow stuff. So it's got Summertime and So What, and Time After Time, Freddie Freeloader, Bye Bye Blackbird, Round Midnight, Human Nature, various other bits. Back into his 80s stuff. When was this? 89. This is Amandla. Again, you know, very enjoyable, good stuff. Just production's a bit 80s. And then this is Tutu, again from, when was this? 86. Same can be said. Okay, that's it for this video and for those black CD racks. So we'll move on to the brown CD shelves, which nearly everything in there I've shown on this channel when I bought it, but I will go through it all so that I can listen to those albums as well, which I didn't have when I showed them to you. I can talk about that. But they should only be 3 or 4 videos, I would have thought, going through that. Thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks. Bye.